This leads right into another question that we have, which is talking about the great wealth transfer, right? When you spoke about being 20 and then 30 and so on down the line, we talk about generational wealth transferring from the older baby boomer generation down into Gen Z, at least in America terms. So, what do you think that next generation of investors actually value?
I think it's been a problem that everybody's been trying to solve for a long time. And I don't know if anyone's perfectly solved it, but I'm going to give you maybe just a couple of different examples and you can see how much certainly my thinking is. So I used to work in a high net worth private wealth business before I joined Open Markets. And it was often a difficult conversation for the private wealth advisor who had a client, let's say they're worth 5 or 10 million, and they're getting more elderly. And then at some point, there's a bereavement and there is a generational wealth transfer. So if the advisor at that point hasn't made a level of effort to understand who the children are, to maybe even meet the children, might be quite difficult to get that asset to stay with the wealth advisor. And it's not easy for the wealth advisor to necessarily make connections because their relationship was with their grandparents or parents. So it's not easy to do. If I look at that generation down, I think the point you were making, let's say they've been using a shared trading app for 10, 15 years, they probably don't want to speak to a private wealth advisor. They might go, wow, I'm not going to spend 1% of my fees to you guys. How I do really well myself, I'm going to do it in the shared trading app. So it's a difficult one. But then, of course, some big shops, I'm not going to name them, but one of the world's biggest wealth management businesses, they went and bought one of the world's biggest online trading businesses. So you can probably guess who that is in America. And I think I wasn't obviously across a detailed strategy, but clearly part of that is by having both segments under the same group, you've got the ability to service both sets of clients. So I think for the bigger businesses, they're really thinking, how do they capture that wallet as it passes through?